Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. All right, this is my first time recording a video onto YouTube. All right, so I just want to talk to y'all about Charm. This is not like a regular review. Y'all know I normally write notes and get specifics and break it all down to y'all. But I just really wanted to talk about Charm. This is the reboot, first episode kind of breakdown of Charm. So it starts off with the sisters Maggie and Mel. Maggie and Mel are the younger two sisters. So Mel is the oldest and Maggie is the youngest. And Mel is supposed to be like Piper. She's supposed to be like Piper. She's kind of more reserved, the control freak. She's the one that knows how to freeze time. And she's also a lesbian who was in a relationship with a police officer. The police officer who ended up kind of investigating her mother's death, because that's how it all starts off. The beginning of the episode starts off, well, we seeing the two sisters and they, going back and forth, and we see the mom and they rush off and they leave the mom at the house, and the mom goes upstairs and then some crows come into the house, and there's like this cold kind of freezy, I don't know what to call, like a cloud that's moving, but it's a demon, so it's coming in. She says, I have three. She's doing the incantation and she says, I have three, and then they go away. And then we go to the daughters. One is at a rush party, it's a sorority party that she's trying to get into. The other sister, Mel, is at her police officer girlfriend house, getting it in or whatever. And the thing that I didn't like about this is because I don't like how young they are. Like, even though they're probably around the same age as Prue, Piper, and Phoebe were when the show actually started, with Prue being old enough to now have a career, and Prue as well, Piper as well, having a career, being out of college, but Phoebe is still kind of in that age range of being in college, but she's still kind of a late bloomer because she quit college, I believe, and then went back. So we're talking about the difference between like 23, 25, and 27. Like, that's what it kind of seemed like with the original sisters. With them, it kind of seems more like, 18, 22, 22, because I graduated from college at 21. So it seems like Mel might be 22, and then it seems like the oldest sister, Macy might be, I don't know, like 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what it seems like. So they do seem younger. That was one thing that I didn't like. I also like the fact that they seem to be Latino. Like, they seem to be Hispanic. I don't know about Sarah Jeffrey, who plays Maggie, but Mel is definitely Latino, played by Melanie Diaz. And Macy is obviously half black, half whatever their mom was. And she seemed, she doesn't seem like Caucasian. Seem like maybe Puerto Rican, or maybe Argentinian, maybe, Lebanese, just something. I'm not sure what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the fact that it is diverse, as opposed to how the original cast was, with them only having one black cast member for the entire show. And, we roll with the show. We love the show no matter what. That's not a big deal. But I do have to say I appreciate the change in flavor. Okay? So I was here for that. Let's go from there. So the mom dies. The mom fell out the window. They found out the mom died, and then we jumped to months ahead of time. We realized that the oldest sister, Macy, has been brought there to work at the university that both of the daughters go to and that the mama used to teach at. So it's kind of surrounded around this college. I didn't get the name this episode, y'all. I'm sorry. But if I decide to come back to y'all again, it'll have the rest of that in it. And, I'll talk about all the specifics. But either way, so everybody is centered around this school. The mom dies. But before she died, she had kind of sent a job offering to Macy to make Macy come to where they are so that they can all be in the same area. When the mom died, they kind of, received their powers. That's what she was doing. She was doing a spell to give them their powers, I believe. Harry works at the school as well. Harry is their white lighter. He has an English accent. I felt like how some other people felt on Twitter. Did we really need that? You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get an old regular ass dude like we had, with the white lighter from the original show. Y'all know I love me some Leo. Y'all, shit, I love Leo from when he was on what that was, the Blue Lagoon. No, is that the Blue Lagoon? I think it's the Blue. I don't know. Y'all remember that movie with them people that got caught on the island? Y'all remember that if y'all remember that. Y'all might be too young, but some of y'all might remember that. Anyway, so yeah, getting pushed aside. Back to the story. So Mel is kind of obsessed with figuring out what happened with the mom. She also kind of blames her little sister because she had to go and get Maggie from that rush party so that they can go into the mom's house, because the mom texted them that night before she died. When they got there, she's dead. They now blame themselves for not getting there in time. So now Mel is kind of obsessed with it. Her girlfriend broke up with her after the fact. She's been just so angry. And the other sister is kind of running in towards the sorority life, trying to run away from what happened. And the other sister, Macy, the oldest one, she grew up alone. Like, she only had her dad. Her dad told her mom died, but there was a picture of her that she always had. And she passed. She was with her little boo Galvin. Galvin, seems to be somebody who she just met, who she works with, a colleague, I guess. I missed what their relationship was, but I saw them walking, and they saw the house, and she felt some type of way. So she went home and she did research, about what happened, because this was after the mom had fell out the window. So now it's been all over the news and stuff like that. So she did her research and she saw the picture of her and realized that was her mom. So she popped up at the house to, see what was up. And Mel was like, what you here for? Like, my mama died and now you pop up, what you want? You know what I'm saying? Maggie was a little bit more receptive to her and seemed to, want to find out if she was really her sister, but they didn't really, believe that Macy was their sister. So she just left. So Harry had to do a, intervention and, get them to sit down all together to explain to them that they are sisters, they are witches, and the source of all evil is coming back. We remember the source, okay? We fought the source for like 4 seasons on Charmed, okay? Motherfucker kept coming back, all right? The source changed from person to person. We all know the source is an energy. The source is an energy that goes into different demons. But the source is an entity within itself, separate from the demon that it gets into. And we see the demons on this show. One, there's a possession. So Maggie's boyfriend gets possessed and they have to throw some dust on him. I forgot what it was, but it countered the acid, whatever the sulfuric acid, whatever the fuck they made out of. I told y'all I ain't have no specifics this time around. But the older sister, Macy, is a scientist. So it helps them figure out how to kill the demons and stuff like that. Because Maggie got attacked by a demon dog. And when that happened, she had this shit on her face. And Macy was able to look at it and see what it was made up of and figured out that something could counteract it. And that's how they figured out how to throw the powder on Maggie's boyfriend and get the demon up out of him. Well, she was grateful because she loved her boyfriend, but she don't know if she really want to be with him forever, but she was glad that he was no longer possessed. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to make out with somebody that's possessed, okay? So, yeah. So they fought that first demon, but realized that couldn't have... I love you. Realized that couldn't have been the demon that killed their mom, because it was cold. It was really cold when the demon that came that killed the mama, right? So eventually they figure out that it's one of the teachers on campus. The whole time that this is going on, there is a teacher on campus who's been accused of harassing young women. He kind of gave Macy the chills. She was in the science, I forgot, y'all, I'm spacing on names and stuff like that, but she was in the science department area, looking at shit. And this is when she was looking up the stuff about her mama. That's what happened. He rolled up on her in his little wheelchair and gave her the chills and scared her and shit. And then he complimented her blouse in the old sneaky, nasty old man in a wheelchair trying to fuck type of way. And, he rolled away after that, but she just kind of got a feel from him. And then we find out that the mom and also Mel, the middle sister, they were all fighting to get him off campus because of the harassment of this young lady who ended up overdosing or something like that, or killing herself. But whatever happened, it was because of what she said that man had done to her. And the mom was trying to get him kicked out the school anyway. They got like a little asshole dude that go to the school too that's always giving Mel a hard time, so she punched him in the nose. And she's a graduate student and a teacher's assistant, so she's not supposed to be doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I either way, they find out that this teacher is the real demon of the episode, and they kill him, but they had to accept their powers. Y'all know that's how it starts. Y'all have to accept the fact that y'all want to be witches. Y'all have a choice. If not, y'all will forget everything. And anything that happened by magical intervention is now undone. So in this moment where they have to fight this demon who's just killed this little asshole dude, putting a ice thing, ice pick through his chest. That's what he do. He throw ice picks and shit and kill people like that. And he had like this cold mist that came up, and the sisters got lost in it. So Macy had to call her sisters, because y'all know she got the telekinesis, so she could make shit move with her hands. And she grabbed her sisters, and Maggie, the youngest one, she could read minds and know how people feel. So that's how she knew that Macy, grew up alone and shit like that. And we know Mel can freeze time. And, she figures out that when she's not angry, that's when she has control of her power. So in this moment, everybody got to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, there's not much that Maggie can do. You figure shit out ahead of time. Like, that's what you do. You the offense. Now they play defense. Okay? And Macy ended up bringing them together, and they said that, incantation, and they killed them, and it took a while for him to blow up. But before he blew up, he said that he wasn't the one that killed their mama. So it's another demon. It's probably the source. It's probably the source of somebody that the source sent. But they go back to the house, and they, talk to each other, and ultimately figure out that the mom might have contacted Macy through a Ouija board. And so they look for the Ouija board, and they sit down, and they play with the Ouija board, and it says, "Don't trust Harry." And that means don't trust that white lighter. What you mean don't trust your white lighter? Like, you're supposed to be able to trust your white lighter. But I do remember that at the beginning of Charm, first of all, they didn't even know about Leo for a couple of episodes. But when they did find out about Leo, the way they set it up, we didn't know if Leo meant them harm or good at the beginning. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going along those same lines. I was on Twitter last night, so I saw everybody's comments about the show before I even watched it. And I'm glad I still watched it. I'm glad I still watched it, because I enjoyed it enough to come to y'all and want to talk about it, and to come to y'all, next week. It's not going to be the same show. We were all watching it with a stank ass attitude because we was mad that they wasn't bringing back any of the original characters, because when Charm went off the first time, everybody wanted the continuation of their family. You wanted the continuation of what would happen with Wyatt, and what would happen with the other children that they had, all the magical children. And because everybody eventually had kids, and all their kids was magical, so we would have wanted to see that grow. But instead, we get this alternate version of them, and they all still have same type of personalities. But I have to say, I appreciate the fact that Macy is a scientist and very smart, and not like flailing in what she wants to do with her life like Prue was, in a way. I also appreciate the way that Mel is still so much like Piper and being reserved and trying to control things. I appreciate the fact that she's a lesbian. Like, give us something 2018. People are sexual, shit is different now. So we need to depict that on the show. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate the Me Too thing. I know a lot of people saying that, we can't keep going this route because eventually people gonna get tired of that. It's gonna wear out. I feel like if they put this show together, they took the time that they did to put it together, I feel like eventually they will work out the kinks with the storylines and how that pertains to where we are in the world right now. I like the fact that they're using things from, where we are in the world right now to put into the show, a little bit here and there, little comments about the president, shit like that. Like, I appreciate that. I like that. Like I said, I like the diversity. It is a different type of show. Like I said, they're much younger. They didn't know each other, as far as them not knowing Macy being half black, which changes the dynamic of the show, but also helps us see somebody that looks a little bit like us in these women, because we don't really get witch shows like that. I like witchy shit. So I like the shows that depict that. There are a whole bunch of shows coming out right now. I just finished watching Light as a Feather, which is not what you think it is. It's not like Charm. It's not like The Craft at all. It's more like Pretty Little Liars meets like Ouija board, Jumanji type shit. You play a game that you shouldn't play, and then the shit end up killing everybody. Like, that's what that was more on the lines of, than somebody who was a witch that was trying to kill people. So yeah, it was okay, but I was just like, after I finished watching it, I just was like, it was okay, enough for me to keep watching it. But I'm glad it was only 30-minute episodes, because otherwise I'd have been stopped watching that shit. It was just kind of like, like I said. So there's that one. Then there is the other one, that's the reboot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, that's gonna come on Netflix soon. I've seen the trailer for that. That looks really good. That looks interesting. An interesting take on that story. So you know, everybody's rebooting, and it does kind of make you feel like there's a lack of creativity, because there have to be other stories out there. I have a story myself that I would love to see put into a television, you know, but I need help like writing it. That's my thing. Like, I haven't really zeroed in on that yet. It's a process, but I have the story in my head and I know what I want it to look like. So I think eventually I'll get a chance to make that happen in one way or another, whether it's in a book or a show, whatever. Eventually I can see myself creating that. So yeah, you know, I like that type of shit. I always have. So it's cute. So far, so good for me. Like, I understand the things that everybody was saying, but I'm not mad at the changes. I'm accepting of it. I'm curious to see how this goes, and I'm gonna stick around for a couple of more episodes as far as watching, to see how I feel about it. And eventually I hope it turns itself into a good show, because I want it to be a good show. I want to have another Charmed, you know, something that's similar. I miss that, you know. I watch Charmed on Netflix all the time. I'm so glad that Netflix has never gotten rid of it, because I do not feel like paying all of the money to get all of that shit on streaming, and I would. Okay, I would. All right. But yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming and watching the video. I hope y'all come back if I decide to do another one. And yeah, have a good day. See y'all in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.